Hey!
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
And I'm the queen of QuickBooks,
Oh,
Alicia
man.
Pollock.
Wow. We're there already.
I get bragging rights now, at least for a week, right?
Together we're RoyalWise. RoyalWise is, of course, computer software training and support specializing in QuickBooks Online, and QuickBooks Online.
And all things Apple.
And all things Apple every once in a while. We are in a great mood because we just got back from
QuickBooks Connect.
QB Connect in Las Vegas. So I got to spend quite a few days with some just wonderful people.
Aren't they? Isn't it a cool
just really what a great community. Yeah. Got to know more people, got to see old friends, got to do all sorts of great fun stuff. But the big news is that Alicia's session was the QuickBooks tips and tricks. Last year they called it the Hack Off. And so last year her team of 3 won the Hack Off. They were the winners. They took home the crown. So this year they pitted them against each other, and so Alicia got to go up against some of her own teammates, some of her good friends.
So going up against Liz Scott and Deb Kilsheimer is like a dream come true and a nightmare because they're my friends, and I learned stuff from them. And in fact, the tips that they presented were things that I didn't know. And so the fact that I'm wearing this, like, on the one hand, it's a point of pride, and on the other hand, I'm a little embarrassed because
there was a tip that Alicia pulled out, and Deb's like, "I taught her that." It was awesome fun.
Yeah. And so I'm proud to say that I took home the crown for this year, and the contest went over really, really well. Dawn Brolin is running it like a game show. So instead of me just standing up there and giving tips, we get to compete together. And Liz and Deb and I decided that there's no way that we were going to go into SmackDown mode. And so we just decided to support each other and celebrate each other and applaud each other and have a good time with it.
And Deb came out dressed as the Queen of QuickBooks.
Oh my God, she had her own crown. She had a glowing scepter, a cape with Cindy Schroeder holding her tails. It was a sash with the QBO Queen. Deb, you did it up. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely spectacular. Yeah. So good.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go and take a couple of sessions, which was super fun, and see the Connect Fest and all the after parties and all the different things. What I'm going to ask you some questions because I don't really have much Apple stuff this week.
Okay.
What was the big thing at QB Connect? What do you think was like one of the takeaways?
Well, the big thing at QuickBooks Connect was Ryan Reynolds, who was just absolutely as hysterically funny and charming as you would imagine he would be. Like, if Deadpool was a human being, was a real person, it would be Ryan Reynolds, right?
The big thing was QB Ledger. Come on. Okay. They announced QB Ledger. The big thing wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Well,
the big product announcement was QB Ledger. So there's now a new version of QuickBooks Online that's kind of like a micro version, and this is great for your holding companies and low transaction, and maybe you're an accountant who your clients come to you with a shoebox of receipts at the end of the year. There's no AR, there's no AP, but there is the bank feeds and pulling in all the transactions and putting them in all the right buckets and having tax ready books. And so QuickBooks Ledger is available starting now to accountant users, and it's only $10 a month. And again, it doesn't have a whole lot of features, but all if you need is quick and dirty reports for taxes. It's going to be a great product and a welcome addition to the space for sure.
There you go. And who was the Sunday speaker? Adam Grant, was that?
Adam Grant.
Adam Grant, amazing social psychologist. Had a bunch of great tips and tricks to do. But he told us something kind of funny. He said that Ryan Reynolds actually has some stage fright sometimes for live events, and so he will actually get into the Deadpool character and do the interviews as Deadpool, but not tell anybody. Just come out and kind of have that Deadpool attitude. And so Adam said he was so nervous that on Sunday he came out as Ryan Reynolds, and he decided he was going to be Ryan Reynolds.
Did a great job.
He did a great job too. Yeah, he was very inspirational. I didn't really know who he was before he came out, but what he said was amazing. I was really, really impressed with Adam.
Yeah. The other keynote speaker was Jade Simmons, and it was her second time appearing with us at QB Connect. And if you have not heard of Jade Simmons, you should go on YouTube and look for her. She's technically a concert pianist, but instead, or in addition to, she's an inspirational speaker.
And a rap artist, and a beat maker, and a gender bender, and
Yeah, she's just absolutely off the hook and absolutely amazing. And so go YouTube Jade Simmons and go take a look at her stuff too.
Yeah, she was very entertaining, very inspirational. She had said that her manager at one point said like, I'm trying to sell you, and I'm not like, sure, are you a concert pianist? Are you a rapper? Are you an MC? Are you a motivational speaker? And she looked at him and said,
yes,
yes, exactly. Yes, you get it. Yes.
All the things. Yeah. And I ran into her in the hall, and I got a picture too. So
yeah. We there's a lot of great celebs coming through and
absolutely
telling us that accountants weren't boring. I think
right.
That's what we kept hearing. Is that
I actually had somebody see my Lammy in the casino and go, "What conference are you with? These people are off the chain." And I'm like, "We're accountants," and he's like, So that was really funny. If the accountants are taking over Las Vegas and raising eyebrows, you know we're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there were also all kinds of additional product announcements in addition to QuickBooks Ledger. They announced the new chart of accounts experience, so you can upload your own chart of accounts and then propagate them out to your new clients.
Templates, chart of account templates.
Thank you.
And they have some built-ins that they've already got in there for you, or you can upload your own customized chart of account template. So if you keep setting the same person up the same way, would that work for gas stations?
It would definitely work for gas stations.
Convenience stores?
Yeah. And so that was one of the announcements. More granular controls for your employees in QuickBooks Online Advanced, right down to 17 different transaction types, and then whether they can create, add, edit, or delete or not. And that is also going to be rolling into QBOA as well, so that you can have better controls with your team members. So that was a very, very necessary improvement. And they've actually been working on this for about 2 years to get it right. So they must be very close to getting it right now that it's being announced.
Right, it's beta.
Yeah, exactly. Not completely.
And what was there was a pay? What was the payroll thing? Wasn't there like a percentage of employee payroll or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah, thank you. Like I don't have the list in front of me. I'm flying off the cuff.
I paid attention.
Yeah, thank you. You can now parse out your employee payroll by class and by customer. So instead of having to run supplemental journal entries to reclassify, you're now going to be able to do that right inside the interface, which is a huge, huge, huge problem solver. Another thing that is happening is they are retooling the Pro Advisor program. The new trainings have already rolled out for November for the new certification, but they are now taking the Pro Advisor portal and changing the point structure. So you're going to be adjusted. So what they're doing is basically what happened is Elite was 1,600 points, but now there's like so many of us that are elite pro advisors, and there's nowhere for us to go to get recognition for the additional things that we're bringing to the table. So they're kind of spreading out the points and adding in a new level and moving the percentages around. And so you'll get renumbered. There's new badges in addition to your certification badges. There's now badges for banking, reports, and training. So you can present yourself as a trainer and have a badge for it.
There's a payroll badge too, I believe.
There's a payroll badge as well. Once you pass the payroll certification, there's a payroll badge. And new enhanced, if you are in order to get listed on findaproadvisor.com, that's actually going up a level. It's no longer a silver benefit, it's a gold benefit. There's additional discounts on MailChimp and other software. At the elite level, you also get additional discounts and special events and opportunities around your third-party apps, all kinds of new stuff. And Jim Zinga is the person who is rolling this out. And thank you, Jim. It's not something I had expected, but I think it's really welcome. I think it's going to be a big improvement. What were the other announcements?
I'm just gonna do some call outs and just say that it was so good to see Hector Garcia at the show. It was great to see Matthew Full, Cassie, saw Ted, saw some of the actual Intuit folk. That was nice too, to be able to see them in the hallway and really kind of connect with them and chat for a minute. That was awesome.
And that's why I really consider it such a family reunion, because these are people that I've gotten to know over the years through social media and the conferences and other engagements. And like, y'all just give me the warm fuzzies. I just love you all to pieces. So we're going to be pumping out photographs and videos over the next couple
And of course,
those.
Diamond and Kathy, my partner in crime for like most of the weekend.
Yeah. Some of the other announcements, I found my document that I'm supposed to be
Dun, dun,
referring
dun.
to.
See, I was stretching. See, I was fillering. See me filler.
Thank you there. They're fixing Chase, the statement auto import. So your Chase bank connections are going down, but if you just log right back in again, you're going to get all the new good stuff, your statement downloads, and it won't break. So they've got that fixed. There's enhancements in the Workforce app, which is now your QuickBooks Time and Payroll combined app. So definitely take a look in there if you haven't been in there anytime recently. They mentioned the changes to QuickBooks Online Bill Pay, which we've talked about before, that they're getting rid of the Bill.com integration and the Melio integration and bringing it in-house. There is going to be a free version, but there's also going to be a premium and an elite version as well with different features so that you can get the right sized solution for
They seem
you.
pretty excited about the migration tool too. Wasn't there
Yeah, the QuickBooks migration tool, they've been working for a really long time to make sure that anybody who's going from desktop to online is having a smooth experience. And so now, instead of having to do it manually and then doing a whole lot of cross checks, there is a new migration website that will just smoothly bring it in, including your payroll, including your QuickBooks payments. That was one of my big deal breakers for a lot of my clients for a while is they had all of their employees' credit card. I'm not so employees. They had all of their clients' credit card information so that they could run their payments. And then when they moved over to QBO, they didn't have anybody and they had to start over again. So now payments information is moving over. A year too late for me.
All right. Well, but and then they said what, like you can do 50 companies at once or something like that?
Yeah.
A mass import of many files, which was like, I know what that means. I was impressed. I was
so instead of doing 50 migrations, you can do one migration and it all comes over all together. They're teaming up with Allstate for insurance. So they're going to be able to get you better discounted rates through Allstate. So you can check into them for their insurance once they start getting that rolled out. There's going to be some new reports dashboards with adding KPIs to it. And the custom management reports will have AI analysis that as you use it, it will get smarter and smarter. So all kinds of new innovations. It's so nice to see that this is software that's not going obsolete. They're just really continue to build it out and meet our needs. So thank you, Intuit.
Absolutely. So hey, let's talk about a couple other. I mean, something else. Any new podcasts coming up? Do you and Hector have a new episode coming out, or
a new episode just dropped today?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't even seen it yet to know what the topic of this week's topic is. When Hector and I sit down and record, we we give a huge amount of information and then it gets chopped up. And so I'm actually honestly never sure what is dropping and when. But our podcast has continued to hover between 35 and 50 on the Apple Podcasts US Business
Let me step in real quick.
What?
She's talking about the unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast.
What's it called?
The unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast. That's what you would go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and search for so you can hear all these great discussions that they're having. And I'll tell you, it's been kind of fun. Every once in a while, something will happen in the QuickBooks Intuit world, or there'll be a new feature out. And Hector will be like, come on, let's get on now. And immediately Alicia runs to the studio and they do like a Facebook Live. And so keep an eye out for that, just as supplemental to the podcast, not even part of the podcast, just occasionally popping up with these conversations about this new feature or speculation about what they think is coming, which is super fun.
Yeah, we did that with QuickBooks Live. It was super fun. We had about 40 people out in the audience, just everybody pinging ideas for what we think QuickBooks Ledger is going to be. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, Hector and I are having a really good time and we're getting good feedback from everybody. So I'm really glad that it's meeting your needs as a pro advisor, which is exactly the purpose of the unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast. Add a podcast player near you. Please subscribe.
Subscribe, like, ring the bell, notification, send some feedback, share with your friends, make a comment. We need the algorithm on our side.
Yeah, really. Let's game the system, everybody. It's all about the algorithm.
And I'm going to say one other thing about QuickBooks Connect. Again, I'm an Apple guy. I'm being dragged into the QuickBooks world, kicking and screaming happily, though, really loving it. I didn't feel like they were shoving the concept of AI down our throat in the sessions, and that was really refreshing to me, because everybody in all the industries of tech, any tech, seems to think that that's got to be what they lead with right now. We've got to talk about AI, we've talk about the future of AI and what's it going to do and what's it going to stop us from doing and how's it going to impact. And there was some of that, but it wasn't overwhelming, which I think I don't know, it just seems like everybody wants to be on that hot topic. And I was really impressed that QB Connect stayed on topic of QuickBooks and what that technology is and how innovative it is and how people use it and how the pro advisors that support it provide it for their clients, really got some good value, some really great value.
Yeah, and there were a couple sessions about it, and they talked about Intuit Assist, but most of it was in the context of the work that we're doing, not the doom and gloom about what might come. So it was cool.
Yeah, well, that's my little I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to have something to contribute.
Yeah. So, I want to give a shout out to all my friends out there, and it was so great to see you and hug you and take selfies with you, and I'll get my photo album out there pretty darn soon.
And with that, we've done it again. Thanks for joining us live in the OWLS Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And we will see you.
See you in class.
See you in class, everybody.